I'll make sure I make it over there.
Academics.
We don't have
We'll
much
call
room
this
there.
meeting of the Committee of the Whole to order at 6:19. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Here?
Mayor Murphy?
Here.
Mr. Miller? Here. Mr. Doherty?
Here.
Mr. Burchett?
Here.
Mrs. Witt?
Here.
Ms. Marcus?
Here. We'll have the approval of the minutes for the September 28th meeting. If nobody has any changes, corrections, they will be approved as they are. Hearing none, they are approved. Finance Director,
No report, thank you.
City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Marcus. It has been brought to our attention that due to some training for Mayor's Court, the second scheduled budget meeting on Friday, the 20th, March 20th, is unfortunately in conflict, and we would like to try to reschedule that. Our preferred date is to move it forward to that following Monday, the 23rd, at the same time. Again, food would be served, and we'd spend another 4+ hours or so reviewing the second half of the budget. Are you aware of any conflicts? Do you feel that all of you can make that date?
Monday?
Monday,
Yes.
the 23rd.
That'd be bingo.
But it'd be at 1 o'clock.
It would be at 1
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah, we
It's at
did.
1
Yeah,
o'clock.
she has a conflict where she picked up meals for seniors, and she also takes people back and forth to bingo every Monday,
Okay, but what time would that be? Or-
around 1 o'clock.
Well, it
Around
starts at, bingo starts at 12, it's over at 1, so I would be free to possibly.
Could we-
2
we-
o'clock.
Do it at 1:30.
Could we do 1:30?
Try.
Okay. Is anybody else got a conflict for that time?
I'm not sure, I don't, if I had my calendar with me.
How about I follow up with all of you with an email, and then you can let me know for sure. As a backup date would probably be the following day, Tuesday.
Tuesday's good.
But I thought you wanted to do it close to the 13th, so wouldn't you rather have this week than
That
this
doesn't
week?
give us the opportunity for finance to continue to get the numbers together for the second department. Because we were planning, by breaking it up, Don was able to focus on certain departments and then was gonna do the same next week for the
Okay.
following Friday. So the best thing would be to maybe push it out a day further. So
We can't put up one for,
okay, so really Monday is the day that would work if we could do 1:30. But if you guys could get back to me, that would be great. The mayor just pointed out that's when we head to New York for an overnight, is on the 24th, that Tuesday. So
the 19th.
Well,
we'll be driving to the,
we just approved the 23rd in case that opens up, so that may not be a good week.
well, we'll try to
The day
get a,
before,
yeah.
That Thursday, what about the 19th, the day before?
that's
We were gonna schedule
before,
it the 20th.
well, that's before our council meeting, but that's a
We don't
possibility.
have a council meeting
Or
on the
no.
19th.
No, that's the following, you're right, yeah. We could do that with Thursday, the 19th.
As long as it doesn't run past 5 o'clock, because I have a commitment.
Well, that's a good reason for us to be done, Shirley. Yeah.
Because I just committed to helping with children at our church on that night to have their little Halloween thing. So, but
Does
I can make it work.
Don, from a finance perspective, this Thursday still allow enough time? I know that's just a few hours before Friday, so.
Yes, for my materials, yeah, that would be fine.
Oh,
I know Amy, I think was out of the office that day.
Are you out that
Believe
day,
so.
Thursday? You're out the night. So can we go back to the 23rd at 1:30? Looks like that's
We don't
our,
have to leave on the 23rd.
I'll make sure the airline gets us a,
Okay.
and by the way, if that happens, then we'll just rediscuss maybe the 25th or 26th, something like that. But in the interim, if all of you could get back to me on the 23rd, that would be awesome. Okay.
well, we appreciate you changing it.
It's a
because-
busy schedule.
Because we do need that court training.
Yeah.
I know that's an annual requirement,
That's a big
so,
one, yes.
yeah.
Can you call them tomorrow, Amy, and sign us up for the 20th? Thank you.
I thought the court training was held in January.
No, you have to do it before the first of the year, and the only other time we had was the 17th of November, and she's gonna be out of town.
we had it scheduled for then, and then Philip figured out she wasn't gonna be here.
So again, what I'll do is I'll send a email out reminding if the 23rd could work. If everybody could respond to me, that would be great. And then if that does not work, we'll identify a date a little further out, so. Thank you, and sorry that took so long, Ms. Marcus.
No problem. Oh, well, you have any information on BMAC fire?
Yes, actually, our acting chief is here. I'll let her speak about that, but fortunately, it was minimal and no one was hurt. But Tracy, could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, ma'am. They had just a small dust explosion in one of their machines, and it didn't really catch fire. It just kind of smoldered a little bit, but it blew off some of the panels that are on there temporarily to let them to clean it out. So, yeah, no one was hurt, and they were allowed back in around 3 a.m.
Thank you.
You want?
Mayor,
I have nothing to report, but thank you.
Law Director.
I just have one request. That's for an executive session at the end of this meeting to discuss matters pertaining to appointment of a public official.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session per what the law director outlined.
With no business to follow.
No business
Oh, I
to follow.
thought you said we.
No.
Okay.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes. Well, it's your turn, clerk of council.
After all of that, I have nothing. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go into business then. EMS billing rebid approval.
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting legislation to accept Medi-Account Management as the new EMS billing company starting January 1. They're the lowest and best proposal that we got out of the three companies.
I'll make a motion that we have legislation drawn up for the EMS billing.
Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes. Our second item is STP resurfacing grant application.
Yes, thank you. One of our contracting engineers, Alicia, is submitting a grant for STP funds. Those are Surface Transportation Project funds, come through MVRPC. This would be to resurface Dixie from Hoyle to our Northport line. We would do the curb ramps and curb repair in the years prior to this project, because this funding would be for 2028 at the earliest. The rough engineering project costs are $366,531.87. Our hope would be that STP would cover 60% of that funding, or $219,919.12, leaving the city responsible for $146,612.75. We would put this in as a capital budget item for 2028. I know that's a couple years out, but what we need from council this evening is legislation supporting the STP grant application.
Any questions or comments? Do we have a motion to have legislation?
I'll make a
prepared?
motion, legislation be prepared.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes. We have no one appearing before council. I'll start with the fire department.
No report, ma'am. Thank you.
Police department,
Report, ma'am, thank you.
street department,
No report, thank you.
building maintenance,
No report, ma'am, thank you.
parks and rec,
No report, thank you, ma'am.
law director,
Nothing further, thank you.
finance director,
No report, thank you.
city manager,
I have nothing further, thank you.
mayor,
I have nothing further, thank you.
Mr. Miller,
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Dougherty,
No report, thank you.
Mr. Burchett,
No report, thank you.
Mrs. Witt,
No report, thank you.
Mrs. Allen.
Nothing, thank you.
I have nothing, so at this time, we'll adjourn to executive session with no business to follow at 6:29.